Welcome to Nyack College, located at the tip of Manhattan in the heart of Battery Park. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Kiara. Our college is a state-of-the-art campus uniquely designed on 8 different floors of our building. Nyack is conveniently located off the 1, 4, 5, RW, and J subway lines, and the Staten Island Ferry. It's just a few blocks away from Wall Street, historic Trinity Church, and One World Trade Center, places that have provided leadership that shape our nation and change the world.
This is an exciting place to go to college. From the moment you step on campus until you graduate, you'll find faculty, staff, and fellow students who are committed to helping you complete your college education, pursue your hopes and dreams, and fulfill God's calling on your life.
At Nyack, we seek personal transformation for students in a learning environment that inspires them to be both socially relevant and globally engaged. Located in the middle of one of the world's greatest cities, we are intentional about diversity, so you'll have classmates from different socio-economic backgrounds, cultures, and ages. We have also been recognized to be the most ethnically diverse Christian college in America.
So listen, on this tour, you'll hear from several of our friends about their Nyack experience in the classroom, as well as the social and spiritual environment of our campus. So let's meet some of the students that make up our Nyack community.
Welcome to the School of Music and the School of Education, located on the 22nd floor. As a Christian and aspiring concert pianist, Nyack College was the perfect place for me to attend. We have extremely talented and professionally experienced professors who have worked in the arts as committed Christians for decades. Because of their example and mentoring, I've developed my musical skills and talents, and I've grown spiritually.
We're here on the 20th floor where the College of Arts and Sciences is located. I'm studying psychology because I want to help people, and learning about the mental and emotional factors that impact them will allow me to better understand their needs. Both psychology and social work equip us to understand people, their environment, and the dynamic relationships between them. We learn about serving people who need hope and healing, and we acquire skills and develop values to bring holistic healing to individuals, families, and communities. Nyack also offers graduate degrees in mental health counseling, family and marriage therapy, and social work. This will make it easy for me to continue my education and earn a graduate degree in a Christ-centered learning environment.
It's one thing to be a student. It's another thing to be a successful student. We have many resources available to help you succeed academically here at Nyack. There's our library where students come to study, research, and work on group projects. You have access to these computers, and we have 4 additional computer labs. Nyack also provides a writing center with instructors to help you excel in becoming a better writer. The Writing Center hosts creative writing and poetry events to showcase the vast talents of our student body. Another resource is the Tutoring Center, where you can receive one-on-one support for any of your classes. Many students credit both the Tutoring Center and the Writing Center as the backbone of their academic success. Their resources and small class sizes help ensure you are getting the most out of your college education by learning in a dynamic and engaging environment. Our faculty and staff want us to be successful learners, and they go out of their way to provide avenues that assist the learning process. And at Nyack, you'll find fellow students committed to encouraging you in your academic and spiritual pursuits.
While getting a degree is the primary reason we do go to college, the relationships you build and experiences you have with fellow students and faculty are an important part of college life. I came to Nyack as a transfer student, and I found a welcoming community. I found a community life to be a place that affirmed my commitment to Christ and my future.
You can participate in our clubs like Students Against Hunger, Living Waters Dance Ministry, a dedicated prayer ministry, or you can even start your own student organization. We host game nights and holiday parties on campus to celebrate our diversity and our faith.
One of the most significant community gatherings for us is chapel. Twice a week, we are led in worship by student bands and challenged by the word from preachers and speakers from all over the world. It's where we gather to recharge and reconnect.
College life is challenging. Coming together for worship reminds us that we're not alone. We are united together with others in our faith journey.
Well, that's a glimpse of our Nyack campus.
We hope that you'll join us soon and make Nyack your college for your future.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our volleyball Nyack chat. My name is Emma Webb, and I am the admissions counselor for all athletics, as well as the head women's soccer coach here at Nyack. As much as we would love to have you all on campus and to be able to meet face to face, we are super glad for technology that makes an event like this possible, even in these current circumstances. All right, let's get started. Now, before we begin, you will notice that you are all muted and your cameras are disabled. That's because this is a Zoom webinar. Don't worry, your voice really does matter. We would like you to take notice of the Q&A tool at the bottom of your screen. If you have a question at any point during this event, we invite you to use it and we'll be happy to get that answered for you. We're covering a lot, so please reach out. In addition, if for whatever reason there is a disconnection, please log back in using the same link that you logged in this time. Now we're going to go over the agenda. Tonight we'll start with a brief introduction to our college. Following that, I'll introduce my staff. From there, we'll hear from Coach Shaffer as she provides insight to her program. We'll spend the rest of our time together in a Q&A time with Coach and some of her players. Let's see a little bit more about our campus and the residence facility.
As a student at Nyack College, you will be participating in our more than century-long legacy and mission of preparing men and women to take the whole gospel to the whole world, while embracing our core values of academic excellence, global engagement, intentional diversity, personal transformation, and social relevance. At Nyack College, faith, friendship, academics, and vocation intersect in New York City to form a transformative and spiritually rewarding college experience that prepares our students to work and serve faithfully anywhere in the world. Like the city itself, Nyack's state-of-the-art facility in Lower Manhattan has a lot to offer you, such as its extensive library, modern classrooms and science laboratories, music composition lab, rehearsal studio, writing lab, group counseling observation space, and grab-and-go food service in the student lounge. Additionally, situated in the heart of Manhattan's financial district, Nyack is a uniquely diverse community with easy access to industry influencers and innovators in nearly 50 academic programs. In addition to all of the benefits that come with its dynamic New York City location, Nyack College also gives its students the opportunity to live in a historic building in the center of the Jersey City Arts District. Located just a short commute away from campus, our Jersey City spacious dorm suites are newly constructed and offer students free Wi-Fi, private bathrooms, kitchenettes with a refrigerator and microwave, a new fitness center, a computer study lounge, several laundry rooms, and a food court-style food service program. Nyack College offers a Christian academic community where your professors care equally about your intellectual and spiritual growth.
Now, joining me tonight to help answer some questions for you guys and working with me every day in admissions are my counselor assistants, Larea Schmidt and Milena Ricken. Now, you guys probably know Larea as Coach Ray, as she also works with the volleyball team, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So, Coach Ray, if you want to go first.
Hi guys, I'm so happy that you guys can make it tonight. I'm hoping that this meeting is insightful and enjoyable for you. Like Emma said, my name is Larea Schmidt. I've been at Nyack now for almost 5 years. It's been a huge part of my life and has impacted me in so many ways. I've been able to really grasp a sense of who I am. I graduated in 2018 with my undergrad in criminal justice and played volleyball here as well. I am now currently getting my master's in mental health counseling and will graduate in May of 2022. And I'm sure some of you have received some calls or texts or emails from me, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need help with anything, and I look forward to getting to know you guys.
Hey, welcome from me too. My name is Milena Ricken, and I'm also working with Emma Webb as her counselor assistant, and I'm also a women's soccer player here right now, so I'm her player as well, as she's the head women's coach as well. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to work with you. And one piece of advice I would just give you is like that whenever you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. It's always the best way to go if you just reach out to us, reach out to your coach, future coach. So yeah, I'm excited for this event and hope you get a good grasp.
Loraya and Milena will both play a key role in ensuring you have the smoothest admissions process and transition to Nyack. So as they mentioned, please, please, please reach out to us if you guys do have any questions. Now, I'm excited to turn things over to Coach Shaffer to introduce a little bit about her program and share a little insight with you guys.
Hi, ladies. It's so good to be here. I'm really excited to share our program with you and for you to hear from Jada and Cass about what their actual experience is here at Nyack College in our volleyball program. I've been coaching at Nyack now for 13 seasons, and this is a really exciting time being here in New York City. So I wanted to go over our vision, our mission, and our program verse, as well as our values. So our vision is to be nationally ranked. And the way we do that is we work really hard and we play against teams that are nationally ranked. And when we win our conference, we get to that level. So we are looking for players that are competitive and want to participate in a winning program. Our mission is to cultivate a strong Christian championship culture, to be women of character dedicated to serving Christ on and off the court. It's really easy to compartmentalize your life in high school, and at Nyack, we're going to merge your faith and the sport that you love and your education and combine it all into one. And our program verse, which really just amplifies that, is Luke 10:27. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And that is what God is asking of us, that we would love him, that you would love each other, that you would love yourself. And when we do that as Nyack College Warrior volleyball players, we experience the fullness that God has for us on and off the court. And I'm really excited to offer you that opportunity to come and play volleyball at Nyack College. So our team values really dictate how we live out our lives and how we treat each other. So the first one is love worship, and your attitude, talent, and effort should be motivated by the desire to give to God what is his, which is you. And we play for an audience of one is one of our mottos. Experiencing God is not restricted to church. We can take time to invite God's presence into practice and to games, and there's a lot of ways that we do that. From praying to singing songs to even writing words of encouragement on our own limbs and bodies before we play games. It is very common to look at my players and see a Bible verse right above the knee pad or on somebody's wrist that they've written a word of encouragement for themselves. And we're constantly just reminding ourselves that we're playing for God. Our second team value is love servanthood. And as Jesus washed his disciples' feet and was an example of sacrifice for us, we should do the same for our teammates and peers and be a leader by serving others. Our upperclassmen lead by example. When I am yelling 10, 9, 8, and players are going to chase those balls to put them in the ball courts, my seniors are the first ones out there chasing after balls. They're not looking to the freshmen asking, why aren't you going ahead and doing all this? They are leading by example, which is something I'm incredibly proud of. So when you join our team as a freshman, you're going to be assigned a mentor, someone who's going to help you, challenge you, and pray for you as you transition into Nyack. And the relationships that some of our mentors and mentees have created over the years have really created some long-lasting friendships. So we are creating an opportunity for you to assimilate to a new environment, and we're doing it by serving you and loving you, and hopefully you'll feel comfortable and confident enough to be yourself and to discover your gifts and talents with the support that we're offering you. So our third team value, last but definitely not least, is love accountability. And we maintain a standard of excellence and allow coaches, staff, faculty, and peers to speak words of correction in your life. And everyone's expected to keep everyone accountable in every area of life. I know you intend to come to college and make the most out of that experience. And when you aren't working as hard on the court as you could be, or you're making decisions that contradict our core values, we're going to address you. And we are part of this family that's going to ask you why you made the decision that you made. And we want to come alongside you and support you and help you figure out your life. So we're part, like I said, we are a family. The decisions that you make are a reflection of us. And we want to, again, just transition with you and help you enjoy your college experience. And the truth is, there are going to be some challenges that you face in college that can be handled with a good friend, a box of tissues, and a box of chocolates. And other things might require just a little bit more of, adult conversation. You might need me or even assistance from our counseling services department to really process things that are happening in your life. And as a Nyack College volleyball program, we are here to help you transition into adulthood. We want to make your volleyball experience a great one. And playing Division II volleyball is a really great opportunity and a privilege. And we are partnering with you and through our team values to help make sure that you're having the experience that you really are looking for.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Just a reminder, get those questions in. Lorraine and Milena would love to get those answered. Please use that tool and they will get to those as soon as they can. Up next, we're going to introduce you to Cass and Jada, two members of the current volleyball team. So Cass, we'll start with you if you just want to give a brief introduction, and Jada, you can follow right after.
Okay, hi guys. So nice for you guys to be here tonight. I'm so excited to talk some more and answer a bunch of questions. My name is Cassady, but everyone just calls me Cass. So I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and then I moved to Las Vegas, and that's where I played middle school volleyball and high school volleyball. And then I was recruited by Coach, and I moved all the way to New York to play volleyball, and I fell in love with the East Coast. So beautiful over here, and my parents did too, so we moved to DC, and so I live in DC now, and I play volleyball in New York. I'm a junior, and I'm a middle blocker, and my major is Youth and Family Studies. And Youth and Family Studies is a really unique major to this school. Basically, we focus on cultivating relationships through marriage, kids and families. It can be in the church and out of church. It's really like broad, and you can concentrate on what you love to do. And I'm just really happy, and I love that major. And I think that's all. A fun fact about me is that I've moved around a lot, I would say, and that I love to travel. I've been to a bunch of different countries. I've been to Bulgaria with actually our team. I went to Germany and Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and I love to travel, and definitely after college, I'll be traveling more. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jada, the freshman outside hitter, and I'm from Houston, Texas. I didn't move around as much as Cassady. I definitely stayed right there in Houston. But yeah, I was recruited by Coach Shaffer and immediately fell in love with her and this program. And more, I just fall in love with it. And I fall in love with Nyack and all of the surroundings and the great atmosphere. And my major is childhood education. And I really just want to inspire students, help them grow intellectually and personally. And so fun fact about me is that I'm obsessed with Grey's Anatomy. I've watched the whole series, which is, well, now it's at 17 seasons, probably like 7 times. And I'm obsessed with Friends, the show. So yeah.
Thanks, Jada. I'm also a Grey's Anatomy fan, although I have not watched it 7 times through, but good choice there. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask a few questions and direct them to Coach and players. Please keep using that Q&A toolbox. We will get those answered as well. So the first question I have is, what makes you proud to be a part of the Nyack College women's volleyball team? And Coach, we'll start this with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to be proud of. And one that is really important considering you're looking at a college is our academics. And our team goal GPA is a 3.2. And in 13 years, we have hit that goal 12 times. One semester, we missed it by 1/10 of a point. So this past semester, our team GPA was a 3.4. And that's with COVID, with everything happening. So, our team really is focused on their education and getting their schoolwork done. And it's really wonderful from a coaching perspective to not have to worry about the academic part of this college experience. The girls are keeping each other accountable to studying, and they go out on coffee dates and they bring their books and they're reading and they're writing papers and they're living, this college life, and school is definitely a priority. So I'm just incredibly proud of their ability to even go on to grad school and go on and continue their master's programs after they graduate from Nyack. So that is what I'm most proud of.
Thanks, Coach. And we'll pass things over to Jada. But first, for all of you listening, you are allowed to go on a coffee date and not bring your books. But that is great that they do bring their books. You can do both here. So we'll pass things on. And Jada, you can take this same question.
Okay. Yes, there's a lot of things to be proud about at Nyack, but for me, it's really just first and foremost being able to play on the collegiate level is such a blessing. But then being able to be in an environment where you're loved and you're supported and you get to praise God and comfortably is really just the cherry on top. And I love being here.
And Cass, we'll have you wrap things up.
Okay, like Coach and Jada said, there are so many things to be proud of, but I think the most thing I am is that we hold ourselves to a high standard and we expect more from each other by keeping each other accountable and never letting each other go through something alone. And I know it sounds cheesy, but college is really tough, and the transition from high school to college, it is a tough one, but my teammates are always there for me, always picking me up, and we're always riding that wave together. And I can honestly say that my teammates and my coaching staff are some of my biggest supporters, and I'm really proud to be here and say that.
I can vouch for that. I don't think I ever walk through the halls and see a volleyball player without another volleyball player, which is great. You guys really do have each other's back. What would you say makes your team stand out from other teams and other programs? And Cass, we'll turn this right back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for this question because our team is very different from a lot of volleyball teams. And so I'd say off the bat, people would notice two things. And that's one, when we play or practice, we are always giggling and laughing and we have smiles on our face. And that's not because we're not taking our sport seriously, but that's because we play for an audience of one. And when you're playing for God, the pressure's off on all of us because we're playing for God and He knows us all. And He's our only audience out there. And so we're just having a good time and we can celebrate each other's little victories and big victories. And we just have a really fun time. And the second thing people will notice is that we're always praying. We pray before we enter the court, when we get on the court, around the court, during timeouts, in the locker room. And it's not to get an upper hand or anything or use God in any way, because at the end of games, usually we'll hold hands with the players and we pray for them and we pray with them. I guess for COVID, we probably won't do that this season, but we'll still pray for them and with them, just 6 feet apart and spread out. And honestly, I love the praying aspect in everything we do for preparation to play and to practice. We give all the glory and thanks to God all the time.
Thanks, Cass. And Jada, if you want to go next.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, coming from hostile environments from club and high school to such a warm-hearted and thoughtful atmosphere at Nyack College has been a breath of fresh air. I learned that we give positive and uplifting notes to the other team before the game. And that is just mind blowing to me because I can just remember like it was yesterday. Coach is telling me like the other team is the enemy, like do not talk to them, not giggle at them, nothing. And so just knowing that is very competitive, but that you can also show great sportsmanship is amazing.
I love that. I think I'm gonna take that into my team, the notes before the game. So I'm learning stuff here. Perfect. Coach, if you want to wrap this one up.
Yeah. You will notice right away that, I'm a kind of coach that if you're diving and smiling, if the ball goes to target, then I'm also smiling. If you can dig a ball with one arm, I'm not yelling at you to get your other arm there. I'm cheering because you got that ball to target with one arm. We're competitive and we still take the time to laugh at the funny things that happen. When my defensive specialist digs a ball off of her forehead and it goes to target, we are hysterical. Now the setter can maintain her composure and is going to set that ball, and that we have hitters that are going to put that ball away. But the second that play is over, we are literally all on the floor laughing. And it just creates a space where you can make a mistake as you do in volleyball and still score. So whether or not, a DS is chasing a ball down and kicks it over the net and, we get the point, or, all the funny, crazy, silly things that happen in volleyball, we sit in those moments and we enjoy them because we're athletic and we are really good volleyball players. So when something silly happens, it's not a distraction to laugh. It's us living in the moment and enjoying it. And I think that really, takes the pressure off of when you do make the mistake. So I'm not the coach who's going to throw a clipboard and tell you that, you're no good. We're a really positive and encouraging environment. So students who are used to the coach that's yelling and screaming, you have some transitioning to do here at Nyack. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach. Now this one's directed right back at you. What are you looking for specifically in a student athlete for your program?
Yeah. Like Cass had mentioned, we really incorporate a lot of our faith into playing. And I'm looking for players who want that, who recognize that their day is really heavy and that sometimes you just need to hold your hands out and put that thing that's bothering you in, like, metaphorically in your hands. And as a team, we pray and just let it go so we can walk into the gym and play our game. When we are walking into a gym, to be able to pray for the other teams and that safety is a concern and that it's not just about us, it's about the whole experience and everybody playing, and that God gave you the talent to play volleyball and he also gave the other team talent to play volleyball, and to recognize that our faith is a humongous part of playing your sport. And so I'm looking for players who want to integrate their faith in their sport and have those conversations about who God is in your life and what does it mean to you. I'm also looking for team players and coachability, players that can recognize today's not my day. And when you're standing at the substitution line to come out because today's not your day, that you're just giving words of encouragement and rooting on that teammate that is going in for you. And that you're showing up to practice and being ready to learn new skills and new things, because not everything is, we've all been taught different techniques and different way of doing things. And if I see there's a way to improve your game, that I want you to be open to that little bit of change, that little bit of technique difference that I see would really help you be better. And then being focused on academics and your spiritual growth. You can come to Nyack and just like any college and show up, go to class and do the bare minimum. You can show up to practice and do the bare minimum. You can go to church and do the bare minimum. And I'm looking for players who want to maximize their experience, who want to get to know their professors and do well in class, who are going to step on the volleyball court and and get better, and who are going to join Bible studies, lead Bible studies, and grow in their faith. So that's what I'm looking for in players.
Speaking of players, we're moving on to players only question. Jada and Cass, what do you appreciate most about the way your coach leads your team? And Jada, we'll have you start.
Right off the bat, coming into college, I realized that coach really just constantly wants you to improve. When you think, oh, my serve is perfect, like it works, I get aces, that's great, we're good. She comes around and she's like, you're tossing the ball a little bit too much this way, or your feet are pointing this way. You need to make it more straight and just straight onto the net. And then you're uncomfortable at first, of course. And then after a while, you're like, oh, wait, this really does make it better. So I really do appreciate that she sees every little thing and just always just helps me strive for perfection and never settle for less.
Great. Now, Cass, on to you.
I appreciate how coach gives us freedom to be ourselves in practice and games. We never have to hide how we are feeling or what's on our mind because she is so understanding. And like she said, she's never going to be the one to like break a clipboard and tell us like we're not worth it. She's always working with us. And I also appreciate the kind of relationships she sets up for us to have on the team. So one of the slides coach was talking about our team values, and one of them was incorporated holding each other accountable and having mentors and mentees. And I had a mentor, and she graduated last year, and me and her over 2 years, we grew really close. And even still today, she lives in Florida, but I still call her up to mentor me. And Jada is actually my mentee now, and I'm a mentor. And so I just hope that in these next 2 years, I can give her that same relationship and that same guidance that my mentor gave to me. And so I'm really happy that Coach Shaffer sets us up for success in that way. And Jada will always have me to lean on in the times where college is tough. So
that's perfect. Now, Coach, specifically on the court, what type of defense offense do you run to give these recruits just a better picture of what's happening when it comes to volleyball?
Yeah, so I have run a 5-1 and a 6-2, depending on my setters and like team chemistry, my personnel. While I do prefer a 6-2 because I do feel like it allows more players to participate in the game and contribute to the win, it also allows my setters to possibly hit depending on what their skill level is, or maybe gets another middle into the game for more blocking and hitting. So while I do prefer a 6-2, it really is about the team chemistry and what setter is going to bring out the best in my hitters. And I just really, it's fun to see players step up into those roles. And, we can start a season in one way and then realize, you know what, this is changing and evolving into something else. So I'm incredibly flexible. So while I have my ideas, it really is about what talent and gifts, our players have. When it comes to running defense, I run a perimeter defense, which allows my players to read and react to the hitters from the other team. I want you to use your brain. I want you to use your instinct and go with your gut and use that athletic ability. So I say there's rules, and then I tell you all the ways that you can break them. And it really just makes the game a lot more fun when you're not stuck in a box. So that is, how my defense and how I run my offense. I run middle hitters hard. I love when a middle hitter scores.
Cass is nodding yes right now.
Yes, because Cass is my middle and she knows the work. But, middles want to hit and they want to score, and they don't want to get 3 attempts a game and they have, you got 3 attempts and you got 3 kills, and then that was your entire game. My outside hitters have a tendency to be a little bit shorter. So my philosophy is that we're going to run our middle so that way our block on the other side has to commit to blocking my middle. So she can roll, she can tip, she can hit, she's going to run slides and threes, but the middle blocker on the other side, we will have their attention. and we're going to run our right sides just as much as we run our outsides. So that middle blocker on the other side should be incredibly winded by the time she's done with her 3 rotations, and which allows our outsides to have a really good hitting percentage because they're going to have a hole in the block at least 50% of the time that they're hitting. So while our hitters might not get as many attempts as they did in high school, they're actually scoring more points because they're not faced with a brick wall that's just sitting there the whole entire game waiting for them to get the ball. So, you know, the idea behind this philosophy is that everybody contributes to all the points. We're not looking to 1 or 2 outside hitters to carry the whole entire game. We're looking for everybody who's standing at the front row to score points and to contribute to the win of the game.
Now, moving on, this question is for all 3 of you. And Coach, we'll start with you. I know you have a lot of history with Nyack, so we could probably have a whole separate webinar on this, but what are some ways that Nyack has impacted you?
The biggest way that Nyack has impacted me has really been to allow me to incorporate my faith and live out my faith while I'm coaching, and to mentor players who want to have that experience. And I just get excited every day to stand on the court and show people how to be a better server, because that's how, like, God created them to be a better server, and to help my players understand that there's more there that they can discover, and we can do that while having fun. We can pray and then go battle on the court. And I've just been really blessed. My players, I've been coaching for 13 years, and my players have shown me what it looks like to be resilient during tough times, because like Cass mentioned, like, college is a really big transition time in your life, and a lot of things can happen in 4 years. So I have seen a lot of players go through just growth, personal, spiritual growth, that has just inspired me to keep recruiting more players who can continue to have this experience of playing collegiate volleyball and getting a great education in the most wonderful city in the whole world. Like, really, like New York City, you can't really beat it. And yeah, so it's a privilege to be able to mentor my players and to coach volleyball and to just share my life with these wonderful young ladies.
Thanks, Coach. Now, Cass, on to you.
So I would say Nyack has impacted like my whole life. I mean, I already accepted Jesus as my savior before I came to Nyack, but I wasn't fully living out what it meant to be a Christian. I still had a lot of unprocessed baggage and bad habits that might have been acceptable in Las Vegas, but definitely weren't acceptable at Nyack. But I met amazing people who helped me and supported me through it. Some were on my team, some were players, some were my coach. I definitely spent a lot of hours in coach's office. Some were in my major, like my advisor and my professors. And even I've utilized the counseling services here at Nyack, which has helped me a lot. I ran Bible studies, been in Bible studies. And so I think with all those support systems, that's what really has impacted my life and has helped me move into a more healthy spiritual, and mental and emotional state of well-being just from being at Nyack. And I think that's why a lot of people, like coaches and players, stay at Nyack for a long time, because of the positive and uplifting environment.
Now, Jada, I know we haven't had you here with us for too long, but since you've been here, which is a whole 1 semester, what are some ways that Nyack has had an impact on you?
Really already just to be a better person and also a better athlete. So going back to high school and in club, our whole lives was centered around volleyball or the sport that you played. And really it was like, if you're not good at it, then like, what pretty much do you have going for yourself? And so it brought a lot of pressure. But now here I feel like my life isn't just volleyball. soon I will be getting my degree and about to be an adult, and I'm going to be someone's teacher, someone's neighbor, applying for jobs. And really, Nyack, each semester, each day, each year, I'm just realizing that I will become a better person, a better person of God, better player, and I just can't wait. I love it here at Nyack.
Great. Now, we've heard a lot about Nyack and what's happening on the court and, what it's like to be teammates, but Jada and Cass, what are some things you guys do in your free time? Coach mentioned, like, we're in New York City. We are in what I think, at least, is the best city in the world. So, what are some things you guys do in your free time and day-to-day life just as a student here? And Cass, we'll start things with you.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, New York City, Jersey City, where we live too, is absolutely beautiful. I haven't had much time to explore Manhattan, but in Jersey City, there's so much to do. I mean, I think at least 3 times a week, me and my teammates explore different restaurants to eat at. Like, I ate at this really cute little brunch place, and it had like outdoor indoor seating, and so like it was outdoor but like boxed in, so you're not freezing cold or anything. And we had like omelets and toast and tea and just so many places like that all around. Or usually like someone will text me in the group chat like, who wants to go to the mall? And I'm like, me, it's right around the corner. So we'll go to the mall, we'll walk around. There's also a pier that's not too far from here, and you can see the whole skyline. And I think me and a couple friends, we sat there, even though it's cold outside, we sat there for like 40 minutes just talking and looking at the view, because no matter like how long I live in the city, like you're not gonna get used to that view of Manhattan. And so I'm excited though for like spring when it's a little bit warmer to like venture out and go to the parks and do the little touristy things that are like more outside. And so, yeah.
Cass, you are definitely going to need to put together a list of restaurants for not only me to try, but when we get kids visiting here, we'll have restaurants from Cass. So, Jada, what about you?
So me and my roommate, who is also my teammate, we go into the city quite often. So I have quite a list. So, brace yourself. So we recently just tried this coffee place called Cha Cha Matcha, and it's like matcha coffee. And my roommate suggested it, and I was kind of skeptical at first. I was like, green coffee, I don't know how to feel about that, but the place was so adorable. It was like pink and green everywhere, and it wasn't that far, and it wasn't expensive at all, and it was really, really good, and it was really good. So that was amazing. The Brooklyn Bridge, we went there one time. It's beautiful. Like the view, like Cassady said, you just can never get used to it. We've been to the Met, which was amazing. Like you hear about it, but once you go, it's like, wow, like this is what it looks like. It's huge. You can walk around. There's so many float levels. It's amazing. Actually, whenever we went there, funny story, we looked it up how much it's gonna be, and it was gonna be $12 per person. And we were like, perfect. That's not even that much. So we get in line, we go, and he was like, how much do you want to pay? Because you get a discount for being a student. So make sure you bring your ID. Okay. Or else you can't get him back in the building. But still, if there's a discount for students, you want to be like, hey, I'm a student. And yeah, you can show your ID. But anyway, he was like, how much do you want to pay? And we were like, oh, $12. And he was like, okay, $12. And we were like, for one person or for both of us? And he was like, do you want to pay more? We were like, no, we take $12. So we ended up paying $12 for both of us. So that was great. And a lot of museums are college friendly, which is great. So we've also been to a thrift shop. Gotta be cute on a budget. Yes, it's called La Point Value. It's really great, and it wasn't far. I've been also to a pizza place that's really close by us in Jersey City. And it was like $3 for the pizza. It was really thick, and I got full off of that, so that was great. There's also this mall called Brookfield Place. It's amazing. It's huge. I love it. The World Trade Center, another mall that's just amazing and big, and there's so many other doors in there. And one time it was 8 o'clock on like a weekend, and we had finished our homework. And we were like, you know what, let's just go into the city. And I was like, okay, let's go. Went to the World Trade Center, and we just walked around, and it was nighttime, and they had like, it was around Christmas time, and they had the trees lit up, and we took pictures, and we went to Urban Outfitters and walked around. And there was just so many like shops and stuff, and the sights were beautiful. And so you really just can never get tired of the sights. There's always Times Square. You cannot go to Nyack and not go to Times Square. It's amazing. I love it. And places that we want to go, there is an ice cream museum. I will be going there soon. Absolutely. Washington Square Park. How can you not go there? And there's just endless places that are affordable also. A lot of people want to say like, oh, New York, too expensive, but there are affordable places to go that are super fun and the sights are beautiful. So yeah.
Well, between the two of you, I think that you guys are all set to host and lead any tours. So, Coach, take notice. Those are some great suggestions, you guys. Now, with the season approaching soon, and it has been a long time for fall sports since we have played a game. What are you looking forward to most for this season? And Coach, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So we're just so happy to be playing. First and foremost, a lot of other schools in our conference are not participating this season. So we are just stepping on this court, just incredibly grateful for the opportunity that Nyack is committed to giving us the opportunity to play. And I'm really looking forward to see the team just work together and show everybody in our conference how much we've improved since last year, and how, the epidemic is here, but Nyack is showing up, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to dive and smile, and we're going to just make everybody wish that they were playing on our side of the net. So that is what I'm looking forward to this season.
And Cass, we'll turn this question to you next.
Yeah, I think what Coach said, like, I'm just super excited to be able to play my sport with my awesome friends and teammates. We haven't played in 10 months, and some of us even longer. So we're just focusing on getting back in shape and perfecting our skills. And I think we all kind of have the same attitude of we're just happy and grateful to play. And a lot of sports, a lot of teams aren't playing. So for us to have this opportunity to step on the court, it's just amazing. And so that's what I'm excited for, just to play with my teammates.
And Jada, freshman season, what are you most looking forward to?
Definitely my first college season. That's going to be amazing. Like Cassady said, after that drought because of COVID, I'm so grateful that our conference let us have a season. It's going to be so amazing. I can't wait to kick butt. It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
I am excited to watch you guys finally get back out there. Definitely looking forward to that. Now, from all of you, what advice would you give to these recruits that are starting this process? Cass, we'll start with you on this question.
So I would say stay in contact with us. If you can connect with us and be our friend, I think it will definitely help the transition into college. Just to have like a good support system and a good friendship already built. So definitely feel free to text us or add us on social media and just reach out to us all the time. I would also say to make a pros and cons list of what you want from your college experience. I think Nyack definitely gives you a whole different college experience. So if you're ready to experience the Holy Spirit and playing for an audience of one and being challenged, then I would say talk to God. And if that's what your heart is looking for, then He'll provide that answer. So like I made a pros and cons list, and it was very evident of what college I wanted to go to. So yeah.
And Jada, what about you?
Yeah, definitely have the sit down and really just talk to God, because He will never lead you astray. And really just have that sit down with yourself, because like COVID, possibly can't visit, which sucks. But if you just really ask God, he already knows what's going to happen because like he knows the future. So if you just ask him like, God, is this the right place for me to go to? He will tell you, yes, Nyack is amazing. It's where I want you to grow, where I want you to play and meet amazing people and see all the beautiful sights, and you won't be disappointed. Yes.
And coach.
So, like the lady said, trust God through this recruiting process and recognize every time you get a no from one coach, that's just leading you that much closer to the yes that you're really looking for. Um, on the practical side, send me your highlight video, and I would love to see you play. We're not traveling right now, but volleyball is one of those sports. You can see somebody's body language, you can see their energy, you can see how their teammates are treating them and encouraging them when they do well. And you can get a lot of information from a highlight video. And in addition, I really love to get to know my players, because most of you are coming from a place that is far away from home. You're not going home on the weekend, most likely. So having a good communication with me is really, really important, because when you're having a bad day, I need you to feel comfortable and confident to tell me you're having a bad day. So setting up a monthly video chat with me and getting to know each other and helping me understand what's the best way to coach you if you do decide to come to Nyack is really important to me. And it gives me an opportunity to continue to talk to you about Nyack and see if it's the right place for you. It's important that you register with the NCAA Eligibility Center, and getting accepted as soon as possible allows you to qualify for scholarship. So I know Emma's going to talk a little bit more about our application process, but I just want to encourage you, it's not nearly as intimidating as your English teacher in high school has made it seem to be. We really just want we want to know that we know that Nyack College is a place where you're going to grow in your faith, and that you want a Christian college education where you can step on the volleyball court, and while you're standing at the service line, give a little wink to Jesus who's standing in the stands, like rooting for you, and that is a part of your life. Yeah, like Cass said, continue to communicate and reach out and create relationships with us, because we really want to help you. And if Nyack isn't for you, that's okay. We'll still love you. We're going to learn from each other through this whole process, because that's what life is. It's about learning and influencing one another, encouraging each other along the way. So it's my privilege to speak to any recruit that's interested in Nyack and interested in playing collegiate volleyball.
Thanks, Coach. Now, what are the next steps? Coach mentioned I'd be talking a little bit about this. If you have not applied already, please, please, please get that application started today. We will be sending out a fact sheet immediately following this event that has the information on how to get started, has the link right to it. For tonight, we even have a fee waiver code. So the application is completely free. So if you have not started that, get that started right away. If you have started that, it's likely that you are already hearing from myself or Coach Ray or Milena. Please, please, please stay in contact with us. If you are like, listen, I'm not understanding what you're asking for, let us know. We want to be as clear as possible, and we want to help you get through this process as smoothly and quickly as we can. So we love getting questions. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing your stories. That's something that really does separate Nyack apart. Part of the application process is a final interview with me. And while we call it an interview, it's really a conversation just to get to know you better, because who you are is just as important, if not actually more, than what test score you got and what your transcripts say. So as much as, Coach Shaffer has really talked about that tonight, it's really true with outside of the volleyball program as well. Final thing is getting in touch with us. Please, if you do not have our contact information already, get your phones out right now, take a picture. We want to hear from you. Email, phone, call. We want to hear from you. This information will also be sent out as well. I hope you guys are all staying safe, and I'm super thankful that you were able to join us tonight. And we look forward to connecting with you soon.